getting it too loud. Skeletor, the master of the universe.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Mike and Craig vs. the Past. I am Mike Zolatoro, and that is
Kreg. No last name. No, I'm Kreg. I'm Craig Zolatoro. I'm Mike's failed clone experiment because, you know, all white guys with beards look the same.
We do.
Mike and I actually trade places when he does his convention and he's like, hey, man, I need a bathroom break. I just step in, put my Zola World shirt on, and I'm like, hi, everyone. I invented Rome and the underworld. And, you know, I give the whole speech and, you know, I make all the money, but I don't tell Mike. I just go, and I, you know, pocket some bucks off his toys.
He knows I don't even care about that.
No.
What's up? KJ,
hi, everyone.
Sanchez, and Rider Origin. Hello. I'm glad to see you guys back. This is basically a continuation from yesterday, except that this is a whole nother show. So
this is the real show.
This for real.
Miss Jen Biro. Hi, Jen. You two should totally swap places at a con. We will.
Yeah.
Krista, who actually has a name today.
Everybody has names today. This is amazing. I don't even know how that happened. I mean, we have names. I mean, you could see the right there.
We should swap names for Halloween. It's over. Wait, no.
Yeah. Anyway, very good stuff.
Awesome.
Hope everybody's doing well.
Absolutely. Welcome, everyone. We have a really big crowd in here right off the bat. This is insane. We're happy to have here. Just a heads up, because we did have this problem yesterday. Some people are coming in as Facebook user. So if we don't acknowledge you by name, it's because we're having a hard time with the multi-platform. So if we acknowledge you, you could just type your name first and we'll acknowledge you. So hi, Facebook user.
Hey, what's going on? What's good, Mike? I just see it as Facebook users. You can see under there. So yeah, if you could just let your name under there.
What is good, Mike? What is good? What is good about this show, Mike?
I don't know.
I don't either.
There's a lot good about this show, actually. There's going to be a whole lot of things good about this show.
Here's hoping.
Hey, what's going on, Adam? What's up?
Oh, hey, Adam. Okay, there we go. Facebook user is Adam. Well,
okay, sweet. Okay, awesome.
So, Mike, we have a lot to talk about today, Mike, don't we?
A lot to talk about. There's a lot of things. A lot of things to go over.
Oh my goodness.
Justin, what's up, buddy?
All right. So, do you want to just jump right into it?
It's completely up to you. We can
a
second or so, and then kind of build up these few people here as we come in. And yeah, we have a lot to go over. First off,
the first thing we're going to talk about.
This guy is going to be given away here. So if you're here, this probably has like a $200 value to it just alone. So if you guys are looking to Carlos, what's up, buddy? What's up?
Hey, Carlos.
So yeah, you'll get a chance to see this. There's a lot of stuff that I wanted to basically go over, and there's not many outlets for it. You know, I do the Zolaverse show, as everybody knows, on the Realm of the Underworld page, but I don't really have a chance to really talk about toy knowledge and talk about some of the people that's been involved in this game. Even being involved in the game ever since I was 6 years old and knowing store owners and knowing people. So thank you, Carlos. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Yeah, Mike's going to drop a lot of toy knowledge. Actually, I invented toys.
It is. It's going to be a trivia. I'm going to say this. For that figure, this is going to be a trivia. And we're going to drop a trivia today. It's going to be one that, I'm going to tell you right now, people are going to use this trivia in the future. That I can guarantee you, because they're going to be like, wait a minute, what? the hell are you talking about? It's stuff that people collect that they know they actually have collected from this company that I'm about to talk about today. You might have heard me on, if you watch the Zolaverse shows, I do talk a lot about different companies, and this is one of them in particular that I had talked about at one point or another. And again, you guess it, this guy is going to be sent to you.
Completely free of charge.
Yeah, of course, all the way through. So,
you're going to price gouge them. You're going to be like, you want it, but it's $500.
You want this. All right. You have the high bid. Now, so the way this is going to work is as you participate, okay, the more you participate in the show, I'm going to ask you the trivia question first, because obviously if I ask the trivia question, everybody starts answering, I know what that is. Oh my God, I know what this is. And bam, bam, bam. You know what I mean? It just keeps going.
It's already claimed.
It kind of is very tough because I can't break that figure in half and hand it to everybody. You know what I'm saying? So, oh, someone's claiming it already, huh?
Well, Mike's going to be in charge of that because I'm actually running the program too. I'm the mastermind behind the programming. I don't know what the hell I'm doing.
It like pulls up the back and it's just nothing but electronics. 100%.
That's it. So I guess we're going to get started here. That we are 8 minutes in. We're going to start with our first segment called Making Friends with Toys.
Oh yeah.
Making friends through toys. I don't have any friends. Do you? Do you have friends?
It all depends on who you ask.
I have no friends. I got like 2 friends, and you're one of them. So, that's it. That's it. That's why I'm here. I'm trying to make friends. No, making friends through toys. So what we're going to talk about real quick is how actually this all got started between Mike and I. I met Mike in the weirdest way possible. He had, it's almost an unbelievable story.
Any of that, like us sitting there dancing, you know what I mean? People throwing dollar bills, y'all dollar bill, and they were throwing.
Well, I was throwing change at you, if you remember.
That's how he got my attention. You hit me with change, and I was
this is my favorite comment right here. Big Papa, I hate people. I do too.
It's true. That's absolutely true. I mean, I think it's one of those things. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you were dancing, and people were throwing dollars, and I was throwing change. I was like, "Make it hail!" And
make it hail. That's right.
That's it. His name was Magic Mike. That was him. But no, he was advertising for the Loose He-Man cases, and I sent him a message. Oh, this is back in 2009, so that's like 40 years ago. I sent him a message. I'm like, hey man, don't know you. Do you make Thundercats cases? Because I am a Thundercats collector. And he goes, no, well, I'm making a prototype. Can I just send it to you? And I'm like, yeah, how much you want? He's like, no, I'm sending it to you. And I'm like, who is this guy? Long story short, so he sends it to me. Everything was cool. And then I'm at a convention one day, and I see his cases, and I'm like, oh, my God. I'm like, wait, are you Mike? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, dude, Kreg. And since that day, we became like best friends, and we do a lot of crazy stuff together ever since then.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we have cooler memories together since 2009 than most people have since they were like children.
It's kind of weird too, because we hardly see each other, but every time we do, it's a bizarre experience. So,
like when you killed Adam West,
you almost killed Adam West.
That's actually a true story. We'll tell you in the future.
Yeah, in the future, because this is the past. So anyway, I think that what was neat was that I was at the convention. You walk over to my table and you saw the cases, and I saw the look on your face, like you actually got angry. You actually got angry. He saw these cases on my table, and he's like, you know what? I know someone that makes the, and he stopped when he saw ZolaWorld.com in the back of it. And he goes, wait a minute. Zola World. Are you Mike? And I was like, I am. And at the time,
Deep Roy was working your booth.
Yeah,
he was selling toys.
Yeah, Deep Roy was working the booth. It was like one of those.
I feel like it's
Thanks, Adam. Thank you. I didn't know that, Adam. I had no idea about that, actually, to tell you the truth. Did you I thought you kind of knew me from Realm. A lot of people knew me from cases beforehand. A lot of my artists did too. They're like, yo, I bought your cases before.
Because nobody made that before you. And then a bunch of people try to I'll say it as it is. Mike actually was the first person to do that case. And I don't mean like flimsy cases. I mean actually protect your toys. And then a bunch of people came in and started like ripping him off and stuff. And, you know, their cases suck. I like to test the competition just to see. The cases suck. There was the one guy, no names given, and he's like, yeah, it's going to protect your Batman figures. And I'm like, all right, let me see what you got. I actually destroyed the lip of the card, and I was devastated.
I had that same conversation with a lot of people that bought his cases. He is a interesting dude. He looks like us. He actually looks like us. Like it's amazing how uncanny that is. He came past my booth, and I was like, huh? Like looking at him. And it was at New York Comic Con when I didn't have my own booth. I was sharing a booth at New York, and then I eventually, did that. Yeah.
Well, we have stories with Deep Roy because he's
Deep
the man.
Roy,
we were to dinner with him.
Chiller, so we're going to be at Chiller.
Yeah,
coming up here.
We'll probably get dinner with him because we just want our friends to eat.
I am totally going to get dinner with Deep Roy. Are you kidding me? I bet you Mark shows up too. Mark is definitely going to show up. That's going to be the worst.
Are you going to make your friends eat?
Am I going to make my friends eat? I always make my friends eat. Are you kidding me?
You want your friends to eat? So that's how Mike and I kind of met. And then, we always hang out at conventions and stuff. And then Mike was working on a toy line, which eventually became Realm of the Underworld. And I believe you were looking for like a name or two, and I just spitfired. But my favorite story ever, and I'll say this and then we'll move on, was one day you called me and you were working on a figure. And I was at work and I was on lunch break, and I'm like, I was having a shit day, right? And you're like, hey, I have a figure, need a name real quick. And it was like the one time ever you were stumped. And I was just in some sort of funk. And you're like, I'm like, send me a picture. You send me a picture. And I'm joking with you. I'm kidding with Mike. And I'm like, I don't know, because it came with black slime. I'm like, I don't know, Death Bile Acromancer. Death Bile. Shit death. And Mike goes, okay. And I'm like, all right, I'm going back to work. 2 days later, Mike's like, oh, I got the copyright or whatever. And the figure.
You thought I was joking, and you're like, okay, whatever. Yeah. Until you saw the freaking figure that was a ZoloCon exclusive, you're like, dude, you actually did this? I was like, you're holding the figure, man.
That's how I learned from that day on that Mike will always just take it to that next level. When he knows something's fun, he's going to do it. So, that's Mike for you.
I think it's the ability to follow through on something. I mean, that's the biggest thing. People ask me about success and what do you do to be successful, or what do you do to make a toy line, or what do you do to make a successful convention, or what do you do to create a brand new toy line, or what do you do for advertising? And it is
right.
Yeah. That's right. Death Lord or whatever. So the thing that I usually tell people is, first off, you got to love what you do, right? You got to be passionate at what you do. And the second thing is that ability to follow through, right? You want to be able to go from concept to design to production, right? And then have it where it's shipping over and over and over and over again. So we were one of the first few companies to do pre-orders the way you see a lot of companies doing pre-orders today. Kreg, you probably can attest to this.
Oh yeah.
Way back when, there was always like this thing with pre-orders where it was just, people wouldn't do upfront pre-orders. And I think the idea that I had was that I did pre-orders a specific way where you would, once I got tooling paid for and manufacturing paid for, then I opened up for pre-orders, and then it was shipping like 4 months or 4 or 5 months later, something like that, because that's what it was. It's production to logistics to the warehouse to getting the stuff out there. So it was one of the first things that I did. And a lot of people were like, oh, I'd never do that. And then all those people today, you see them actually doing it, and they're doing it a lot like not cool at all. So we're trying to now pull back on all the pre-order stuff. Like I'm trying to pull back on pre-orders and actually do day of sale stuff to make it like,
well, that makes sense too. And a lot of people who do, I won't name companies at the moment, but a lot of the people don't realize it's like when you do pre-orders that are years out, right? And with respect to the companies, number one, designs change. And they have no obligation to tell you. If you order it with, like, let's say, Boots A, and then you get it with Boots B, you're out of luck. Like,
Right.
that's it. And some of these companies don't keep you posted as changes are made. It's just, here's your toy, surprise. And number two, people don't really realize it's when you're doing a pre-order for years out, it's interest free. You know what I'm saying? It's like you're giving them
down there
money and they're putting it in a bank and they're getting interest, but you know, you're losing out on money. Oh, well, now.
Well,
AJ.
we could have a whole segment on this, and we're gonna bring him on the show. I'll get Brian in on the show.
Yeah, he's a cool dude. He's absolutely a cool dude.
I am actually not even going to talk about toys. I'm going to talk about sex with Brian.
Yeah,
Brian's going to be like,
about
when he never ever. You'll probably be like, I've never been ever in a situation where someone talked about sex to me before. In broadcast now, banned.
Yeah,
now,
banned.
But you know what?
Actually, Ryder has a
like,
good point.
dude.
Mexico, wait.
Was that
Batman 89, the Keaton one? Batman. The 89 Batman, that's been on pre-order for what, 2-3 years now?
You know what the biggest weight that I've ever had on a pre-order is, and I'm going to call them out right here. Shrunken Head Studios did Shrunken Head Studio. People are like, what the fuck is Shrunken Head Studios?
Who's that?
6 years ago, I put in a pre-order for 3 of them. It's a carton of 3 that was what was it? Father's Day, Grimm, right? I want my cake, Medelia. Where's my cake? You remember that guy? And he's just like all fucking. So anyway,
Creep Show.
Yeah, Creep Show. He had the Creep Show license, and so I got a pack of 3 because he was supposed to have like a distribution rate or whatever, a retailer rate. Oh man, I took it right in my pooper, man. Hard.
So you're not getting that because someone else now has the Creep Show license?
No, I'm never going to get that figure. As a matter of fact, I still write him to this day, and I'm like, "Hey, man, where you at on the figure?" He's like, "Oh, it's around. Oh man, we're still working on it, man. I'm telling you, we're going to deliver." I just do it now just to fuck with him because I'm like 6 years. No, 7. It would have been no, dude. I'm sorry. That shows how old I am. 12 years.
And so
12 years now.
There's a lot of people that do that.
2010.
So back to the segment. That's how Mike and I met. And then I have been in TV and film for 20 years. So if you guys have never heard of me, that's why. I was a toy collector my whole life. So I'm just kind of getting into the manufacturing side of this with Mike, helping him out here and there. And if you actually have the book, Mike, plug your book.
Yeah, I do, but it's not here.
Mike has a book about the history of Realm of the Underworld. I'm actually in it. I've dabbled in toys for many years. But yeah, so now Mike and I have a bunch of projects coming up, which will all be announced on the show live as the show progresses. And there's some licenses that.
And more to come too. Yeah, we have a couple that we're working on.
Super.
It's a whole other toy line that we're working on anyway. Too.
The Eagle Moss thing was really. Did you hear about that, Mike?
No.
Yeah, so Eagle Moss, they were doing the DeLorean and the Ecto and all that stuff. They got like 3/4 through, like the big ones, right? And then they just went bankrupt and they ceased all production. So these poor guys who ordered everything got stuck 3/4 through with like you have an Ecto with no tires and lights. So there's a company that's trying to buy out Eagle Moss and fulfill those orders. But, well played. Yes. The Rev, I love that.
That had to be. Yeah.
Actually, if you really want to make a screen accurate Creepshow 2 raft figure, just get a piece of like a tarp or a garbage bag and throw it in the water. Done.
I could redo that. Episode, and it would be absolutely ridiculous. Mm-hmm. We should do it. We should fucking redo the episode with your skills and your editing skills. It'd be great. I'd be like, it hurts. It hurts. And then you have some rock shit in the background.
We're going to jump to our next segment because that was Mike and I in a nutshell. We're friends. That's great. Mike, we're friends, right? Confirm or deny.
Yeah, we are. We're friends.
We're friends. We're good friends. So we're going to jump to our next segment here as we cut down because we really want to hear Mike's dark side of the toy industry, which is coming up right after this next segment. really great knowledge. He was dropping some on me before the show started, and I was just like blown away. I couldn't believe some of the stuff he was telling me. You guys are going to want to hear this, trust me. But
what is the next segment?
Our next segment is called Terrible Toy Memories.
Hold on a second. So you and I had a conversation about this, and you were working on a intro.
Time out. Wait, I forgot something. I'm so sorry to interrupt you. I'm so sorry. I forgot something under Making Friends Through Toys. I have to embarrass us.
Do it.
So this is a look at the past of me and you.
Oh man, that is pretty bad. That is pretty bad. Look at my eyes, dude. You could tell right away that I was absolutely plastered. Like I was plastered.
What is with my
you know what? Back those days, it was wine too. We'd come in with bottles of fucking wine.
Yeah, boxes of wine.
Boxes of wine.
Look at that. Like, dude, well, that Cyclone is beat to shit. Hold on.
Oh, my God, yeah. That's what happens when you don't put it in a protective case.
Well, there we look a little bit more normal.
Yeah.
Look at my goatee. I look like I'm trying out for a fucking Static X or some shit. Like, what is with that? And then there is us. Actually, that's when I get. And there's Sean. There's Sean. Is Sean's watching right now? Hey, buddy. That's when I got. What's the name of the figure? Oh my God, I can't think. The Grim Reaper from you.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. That was the when we had the Harryhausen, not the Harryhausen license.
Yeah.
Yeah, another time I took it in the pooper.
And then this was us during the Johnny Depp trial. So
nice.
Okay, so that was that.
Yo, but I was asking you, like, what was the story? What was the story with that whole thing? I mean, like you so how did it go? Like when you started work, how did it turn out all right?
Oh, the Terrible Toy Memories.
Well, you were doing the intro, and I think we talked about this, and I don't know where, because I know you had stuff going on, I had stuff going on, and I forgot to ask you yesterday. How exactly did that go?
So I had a lot going on the last few days, and I didn't have a lot of time to edit. So I actually got these guys off Facebook, right? And they're from the Philippines. And I was like, yo, we need Terrible Toy Memories. This is the segment. And they were like, cool, no problem. What you need? I said, we need a toy getting damaged. We need a video segment. And so long as there's a toy getting damaged, cool.
But you want it retro, right? Like it's kind of retro.
It has to be a retro toy getting damaged.
Yeah, that was one of the things I was asking for, is to make sure it was retro. Make sure, like,
Sure.
And your other stuff was definitely, your art directing was absolutely perfect. So I hope.
Well,
it's awesome.
I did not want my toys to get damaged. I'm not going to break a retro toy, and you're not going to.
It yet?
No, I didn't. I didn't check
it. We should totally play it.
Yeah, we'll do it. Oh, it'll be like a live unboxing.
Yeah, let's do like a live unboxing for this. This is freaking awesome. All right, let's live unbox this. Guys, you're seeing this for the very first time also. So what do we got? All 12 of us? Let's check this out. Let's see how it's going.
This is Terrible Toy Memories.
Now it's time for Terrible Toy Memories on Mike and Kreg versus the past. Let's tell some stories about these terrible toy memories.
Yo, did they just like kill her? Yo, play that again. No, you got to play that again.
Wait, wait.
No,
there was something wrong with the bear.
Dude, you got to play that again. What the hell?
Want to do it again?
Yeah, you're gonna have to play that. Like a segment of that ending segment, if you can. Like, what the fuck?
She didn't die, right?
Who the fuck? Show that again.
Let's do it again.
Yeah.
Now it's time for Terrible Toy Memories on Mike and Kreg versus the past. Let's tell some stories about these terrible toy memories.
All right. Well, thanks for tuning in, everyone. This was Mike and Kreg versus the past, and it was good having you guys here.
That was yeah. So anyway, let's go and
Ryder, what exactly? What?
Let's just forget about that and go on to what toy memories.
I think we're scarred for life. Yeah, apparently on Mike, it's snuff. It's snuff all day, every day here.
How the
Oh.
wow, that's incredible. That's absolutely
Oh,
so
that's-
what is the
All
segment
right.
about again? Like
I
I'm
don't
kind of
even. I
lost.
can't
Yeah.
even think. Terrible toy memories. So, do you have a specific memory of? It was kind of retro. Yeah, it was kind of until the lady got killed.
Would you give them another chance?
What?
Would you give them another chance? Like, would you send that back to me and be like, "Yeah, what the hell?"
I think I would have them do it again, just because at
I think,
least
yeah,
they.
I'm actually genuinely curious now at this point what the hell they're going to come up with next. So anyway,
At least the voiceover was there.
So yeah, go ahead, man. I'm sorry, I did not.
No,
want to
I'm
in the middle of
I'm
this.
blown away by that. Yeah. So, all right. Terrible toy memories. Do you want to go first, or should I do it?
No, you go ahead. No, you go ahead.
Growing up, didn't have a lot of money, so when we would go to the stores or whatever, my mom would always buy me like a little 99-cent Hot Wheel car or whatever, and that was like cool. Like that was like, I had He-Man toys every now and again, or Thundercats. My grandmother would get that for me, but for my mom, we'd get a little 99-cent Hot Wheel car, which was just, to me, that was the world. I'm like 2 years old. Point being, during episodes of Thundercats and He-Man, there was always this commercial for a toy line. I've never seen one in person, not once. And it was, I think it was by Galoob. It was called Smack Ups. And they were skateboarders that were murdered or like died in really weird, bizarre ways, right? So I think my family and I, we went to a department store, and like this, I mean, marketing at its finest, this commercial for Smack Ups was drilled into my head during every commercial break. Boom, boom, boom. You had to have it because the song was cool. The violence on the figures was cool. It was fun. Finally saw my first, there was two. It was, I think, the guy who had his head split open, and it was the guy holding his head that looked like a mummy. Perfect. I wanted those. Finally saw it. And because they were in the vein of like Hot Wheels cars, I wanted them. So I'm like begging. I'm like, please, I gotta have the Smack Ups. I need the dead people on skateboards. And I'm crying like a little bitch. And I'm like, I want him. Never got him. So I cried for like 2 days over these stupid fucking Smack Up toys, right? Never got it. And to this day, for all the toy shows I've been to, I've never seen them in person since, and it haunts me. And for those of you who don't know what a Smack Up is, I'm going to play the commercial for you right now. And then watch, as soon as I play this, the value is going to go up, and I'm really never going to get one. If anyone wants to send me one, send me one. All right, here we go. Smack Ups.
I want to see it.
In the interest of safety, we present the gnarlier mishaps of the unfortunate skateboarder. There are 12 different, truly gross ways to have a smack up. Come playtime.
That haunts me. That hurts my soul. I want one to this day so bad.
Oh,
Trauma, real trauma. So if you guys have any terrible toy memories, send it to our Instagram and we will air it on next week's episode. But Mike, what is your terrible toy memory?
I'm going to say it's between two things.
Okay.
I am going to pick one. Okay. And there is two things, and we could always go over another thing because obviously we all have terrible toy memories a lot of times. Look, he had him as a kid. This Facebook user here. Is that Dorman? Is that Dorman right there?
Oh, you actually had. I'm jealous, man. I'm jealous.
Yeah, that's freaking great. I know it's a weird one because I know a lot of people actually had these toys. But I would go ahead and say, okay, I had a neighbor in my neighborhood. Obviously, in my neighborhood, I had a neighbor. You ever have a neighbor in your neighborhood? Because I had a neighbor.
Oh, I had a neighbor once. I had a neighbor.
Sesame Street. I own half Sesame Street. No, actually, I own real estate on Sesame Street. No bullshit. No, but
I own
no, but I think so. That my friend, because when you're 10 and 9 years old,
right?
People tend to, massively fuck with your toys. I mean, like,
oh yeah.
So I remember I did a trade in my elementary school for a Mr. T A-team figure. What's that?
Okay.
Yeah, A-team figure, right? So I had I'm trying to think. So I had this Mr. T, and I like really liked it. The Galoob Mr. T A-team figure. Not any accessories. It was just him, and he had like it's just a neat figure. I never could understand like the lore of it. Like even to this day, it's just such a cool figure. But he would get a hold of my toys and fucking break them constantly. And he would like he would fucking I don't know what it was, because we grew up with not a lot of money. You know, we didn't have a lot of money.
Sure.
So like the stuff that we got is either like we traded or went to flea markets or did whatever. You know what I mean? Like, and everybody knows my story in toy collecting. Ever since I was 6 years old, I would go to flea markets and stuff. So anyway, that's another story. But yeah, so he would, you know, I would take whatever toy over there and we would play whatever. And he had, you know, his He-Man figures, whatever. And he grabbed a hold of my toy and just broke it. Like right there, he broke that Mr. T figure, and I think it's like O-ringed at the bottom. You guys know Mr. T, you know, like the A-team figures, you know, the Galoob guys,
just like the real Mr. T. He's held together with O-rings.
Yeah, just like the real Mr. T, exactly. Yeah, you know, if you slice that, you know, you got to replace his O-rings. It happened a few times already. You know what I mean? They had to do that surgery.
So he broke it.
Yeah, he broke the fucking thing, and I was like, son of a bitch. So I had the upper half of the figure for like the next like 6-7 years. Like it just sucks because I, you know, like, but that was like one of the things that I actually cherished as a kid. Well, obviously there was, you know, other figures, but that was one of them that I can honestly say that was just absolutely fucked. Like I was like, oh my God, I can't believe you would do that. And he messed it up.
So can I hit you with some childhood trauma real quick?
Go ahead.
You know their doses of fortune. Helping people in need. Pretend that you're Hannibal, Murdoch or Face, or maybe B.A. Baracus. You know which one is an ace. Each is sold separately with right-wing gear. If there's trouble to face, you know the A-team's here. They're the A-team. The A-team, Hannibal, Face, Murdoch, and B.A. Baracus. Each is sold separately from Krona Toys.
Do you okay? So someone was actually in a recording studio singing that. Pretend you'll be a Baracus face. It's like what? What? I'm sorry.
Could you imagine that though? Like that person's fucking legacy at this point. You know what I mean? Like you are like right there, 100%, like in people's faces now to this day.
Oh, he got Manglores. I never had those.
Ah, fuck, dude. All right. So you guys will know this. In that corner over there, I have a tower of Manglores boxed. Manglord himself.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a block of Manglords I got from Italy. They're called Vulcanors.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, now was that? Maybe I'm wrong here. Did Ken Kelly do the artwork for that? He did. Okay.
He also did Manowar.
I secretly love Manowar because they look like He-Man toys come to life. Oh no, Manglores were the absolute worst ever. We will not tolerate that kind of slander here, sir.
No, Manglores fucking sucked. Are you kidding me? Ideal fucked up majorly. Like their whole idea was basically to be able to tear something apart and put it back together again, and it was absolute trash. They didn't get it. They never got it. They never got it down. But I'd buy the fuck out of them.
So we're going to hit everyone with our next segment. That was terrible toy memories. Now, if anybody has any terrible toy memories you want to share with us, we'll read it out loud, like the whole thing. Write us a story, like write us a fucking essay, right? Send it on over to Mike and Kreg versus the Past on Instagram. We will have it for the next show. We will read it on air, and that will be, you know, we want the audience to be as interactive as we are. We want to hear your stories. We want to read your stories. And this is not just about Mike and I, it's about you guys too. We want to have a community here because, I mean, Mike, correct me if I'm wrong here. It's a little bit about toys, but it's a little bit about everything, movies, retro TV shows, everything.
Yeah, this goes a little bit further than toys because even when I do interviews, you guys are going to kind of get it. Go, oh God, this is bad.
But mostly toys because we're total geeks. So our next segment is going to be yours. dark side of the toy industry. This is where Mike is going to drop some mega pipe bombs about kind of the dark side of toy collecting and the people that are constantly murdered on a daily basis for their no.
The industry that I'm talking about, though, is not the manufacturing industry. I'm not talking about the brass that goes for corporate. No, I don't mean any of that. This goes to a whole nother level.
Okay.
And I might have touched on this too on the Zolliver show. I'm not sure. But there's a whole nother flip side to the collectors industry.
Okay.
And when I say collectors industry, I mean mega collectors, like people that will go out of their way to find collections or find a figure or a piece so they could put into their man cave or into their displays that they have.
Right.
And this goes as high up as Hollywood. This goes up as Hollywood producers. This goes as high as, and this is something that's never touched on in anything because nobody ever touches on this. This is something that's completely underground. It's not really known until I was hit with it a few years ago. I was hit with it, and I wanted to kind of drop this because I wanted people to be kind of knowledgeable about this if this happens to them. And there's a certain type of etiquette that you have when you experience things like this. So there's not there's like a hierarchy, right, of collecting. Like there's this echelon. So you and I could get these our grail pieces, right, that we would call, because everybody has their terms these days. I never really heard of grail, like unicorns, whatever, like grail. Grail came out, like I heard grail piece back in the 90s. Right? When I was collecting, it was rare or scarce. That's what like old school toy collectors.
Yeah.
Okay.
They would post that in like Tome Arts and stuff. It's like grail.
So, I'll give you for instance, right? Like a lot of people look online, they're like, "Oh my god, that figure is $25,000. Who the fuck's going to buy that?" Right? Like, who the hell is going to buy it? And like 3 weeks later, it goes, and people are like, "There's no way that's sold. He just pulled it from online, or there's some shill bidding or something." You know what I mean?
Sure.
The fact of the matter is, it did sell. It sold before it even went up online. They put that online to show you that they had it beforehand. It's kind of like that. You come to me when you're looking for this type of item. And and when I call dark side, right? When I say dark side of the toy industry, the dark side of the collector industry, it gets fucking dark. Like it gets really fucking dark. And I'm not just telling a tale here. This isn't like some fib story that some toy collector is telling people.
Right.
This is something that's real. And it's something that's really, it's kind of fucked up about how real it is. So if you can remember back years ago when Japan had that incident happen where the tsunami hit and it knocked out that that power plant, right, and took out like a whole bunch of stuff, and a lot of people lost their collections. Well, into that, Japan had the biggest Star Wars collections out there. As a matter of fact, that the people, the collectors out there, spent like crazy amounts of money, like ridiculous amounts of money on their collections. And there are certain headhunters that are out there, okay, that will kind of infiltrate certain people and kind of like go up the ladder to find out where they can find these specific pieces, right?
Okay.
And like I said, I had it happen to me. So like, I'll tell you, it's fucked up. And if you like, they will kind of hunt and peck around to see who has what. And then they kind of harass you to sell it because the people on the top will tell them, look, I want this piece, like just say it's a C. I don't even fucking know.
So wait, so these toy hunters, they go into stores or they search out private collectors?
Private collectors. You won't find this stuff in stores.
Yeah.
Because before it hits the store level, you have, like I said, it's just ridiculous. It's high dollar, right? And a lot of people will not sell it because it's one of a kind. It might be two of a kind, or something like that. It's like, it's only two out there. There's maybe five out there, whatever, a handful, right? But they're so rare that it's spoken about as being like your fucking Dodge Viper or your DeLorean. So anyway, hey, what's up? What's up? Hey. I don't know who that is, but hello, Facebook user. So the issue that I think that happens is that these people get a little bit too like almost harassing, right?
Aggressive.
And because there's a lot of money involved. So what they do, Ren, what's up, buddy? It's Ren. So people get kind of okay. So like one of these producers reach out and they'll say, or one of these high level people that have make so much money they don't care. They just want to write off. They go, look, I will pay you 50 grand to get me a Tiamat Dragon in box, mint, sealed with instructions, everything. I want it sealed. And I'll, 50 grand. You give me one of those, I will give you 50 grand. It might be like, it might not even be worth that, but that's what they pay for it. So you get these people jumping around looking for this particular thing. And next thing you know, those prices started moving, right? They move dramatically fast. And the person that has it, they start going, hey man, I'll give you 5 grand for that. Give you 7 grand for that. And you're like, no, I don't want to sell it. I give you 10 grand. Come on, man. Come on. You can sell it. 12 grand. I'll bet 15 grand. And then eventually when you say you won't sell it, it gets kind of rotten to the point where they find out where you live and they actually will try to break into your fucking house to move it. Yeah.
So now if these people, let's say,
have your house, like, let me finish real quick. There was a notable person, and I'm not just making this shit up. There's a notable person. He's no longer with us right now, and I can't say his name because I did promise him that I never talk about it.
I know who you're talking about.
But he got fucking robbed while the dude was there recording. And I'm not going to say what show, whatever, but he was there and he was fucking robbed of a prototype that went to one of these people. So believe me when I tell you this shit's real, and it's as real as real. And it's fucked up. It really is fucked up.
So now they go so these people not only then go to collectors' houses, but they go to people from the industry's home, right? Like guys who design.
Most of the time, it is people from the industry. It's people that has been in the know. It could be people that have been historians, like that's been out there like writing toy history or having books out there or magazines or whatever. You know what I mean? Like going out there because they would have gotten specific items, prototypes or whatever. Because a lot of times that's where they're found. A lot of times, like that's where they come from. They send them samples and saying, hey, this is a one of a kind thing. I need this for the magazine because I want to put it in this catalog. Or let's just say that you had a catalog person that's writing for. It's fucked up, dude. It's what it is. And you have like people that's writing for a magazine, right? Or they had a catalog. Like to say like you had something for like, let's say Remco catalog, right? Or back in the day, the Mattel catalog or Sears catalog. And they got these protos that went in there to take pictures. And that person, they might say, well, we don't want it back. So whoever wants it there, they end up giving it to whoever. And that fucking thing is like just ridiculous. But not saying they would literal like smash into your. I don't know. I don't know the extent of it, but I've known people to be robbed. Like I've known people to get robbed literally during certain events, like in their house that they were running a certain event, and when they went back there, the shit was gone. Like it was fucking gone. So
because I know like with prototypes, a lot of the times is back in the day. I mean, you'll attest to this. You've had articles in Tome Arts and Lee's and stuff like that. They would actually creators and big toy collectors would open up their collections for people to come in and take photos and document the history from these employees and stuff. So they have had merchandise stolen. Wow.
And the biggest of the big, like I'm talking a good friend of mine that, like I said, it's no longer with us, but he was actually pulled. Like he had prototypes that was pulled there, and he fucking knew it right afterwards. And when they asked to come back, he said, "Fuck no, you're not welcome back here." Because you got to understand, like he was like what 80, 70 something years old. So you're ripping off a senior first off. And the second thing too is that person doesn't have cameras. He don't know how to work fucking cameras and shit like that, like how the cameras are today. And back then, I would say this would have been about 7 years ago. And these protos today are fucking ridiculous. Like they're fucking ridiculous today. And I'm talking like Rocket Fire and Boba Fett's and like shit like that. Like they're 20K plus, And people might go like, well, who the fuck buys that? I'm telling you, there are executives out there that ask these people to headhunt, and they go ahead and do it. Now, my thing is that I put a picture up online of something, and I was actually harassed like pretty badly
Really?
And I was like, fuck it, no. And at the end of it, I was, I explained to the person, I was like, well, first off, I'm gonna roast you. I'm gonna roast you if you keep this going. I will roast you online, and I'll let everybody fucking know, because I knew about this. Like, I knew about this underground. I didn't know how dark and how webbed it is, because it is a fucking web. It's like a network of fucking people that talk to each other, right? Can you get this? All right, if you get this, I'll give you a finder's fee of $2,000. All right, well, no, not good enough. I want $5,000 for that, because they know that at the top it's like 50, right? So they're like, okay, let me get. So it goes that high. It keeps. It's a hierarchy, right, of people, because they have ridiculous amounts of money and they don't care. So it's a person that's able to get that at a convention or whatever to move that piece. So if you're the first to get it and say you were able to go and say, hey, look, man, you brokered a deal for like $10,000 for a person, and then you had an exec, one of these people that's going to offer you 50 for that. $40,000, man. I mean, some people don't even fucking make that in a year, right?
So you've had people try to get prototypes and stuff like that from you.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. And
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. Go, please.
Well, I've actually had people pestering me before for protos and for test shots, stuff like that. Mostly prototypes, but it gets kind of fucked up too. Like when you start, we always use the term "less is more." Right? Yeah, like that's the smartest way to ever be. You have these people that love to show shit. People might go, well, Mike, you show stuff. The stuff that I show are the things that I'm going to make in the future. Yeah. Oh, spoiler, right? So whenever I show things to people, like for the most part, unless of course if I was directly asked about something, then I'll talk about it. But for the most part, it's usually things that I'm going to make or people in the industry that I know that are making it. And that's the reason why I show it. I wouldn't show a lot of my collection to, unless like I said before, there's a reason for it.
I'm kind of the same way. Like I'm not like I don't collect a lot of toy lines. I have a very specific collection, like He-Man, Thundercats, Silverhawk, Voltron, like Ghostbusters, Turtles, but nothing like insane. But my Thundercats collection is a little bit out of control. And one of these people that you're talking about, again, no names, at one point reached out to me, and the one time, I think this is actually before I met you. Because I didn't know back then, I'm like, oh, check out what I just picked up or whatever. And I had gotten a prototype that no one's ever seen. And I stupidly put it online, and I got a message from a big shot kind of guy. And he's like, hey, so what you have? Let's talk. And I'm like, okay, cool. Like, I'm not selling this. This is mine. I collect this. No, well, come on. I have money. Let's talk. And he starts like dropping numbers on me. I'm like, thanks, man. Like no disrespect. I'm not selling this toy. This is mine. I got my prototype actually from an industry person's. He passed, I think, and his daughter had it. And she gave it to me on pennies on the dollar, because she didn't. It wasn't about money. She wanted her father's legacy to be preserved, and it wanted a good home. Not always a toy. I mean, and this probably better than anyone. A lot of times with toys, it's not about the money. It's about the love of cherishing these childhood memories and the legacy that goes with them.
100%. It's the story, right?
Yeah. It's the story. It's like Toy Story,
who I was with when I got it. Yeah.
So that's the love of the thing. It's like, yeah, you could go to a convention or whatever, but you always remember those special toys. Point is, this dude was pestering me for months. He's like, come on, gotta have this. It's gonna look great in another set. Fuck off. It's mine. Mm-hmm. So I had to block the dude, and I did run into him at a Comic-Con, and it was an awkward encounter. But luckily he didn't do anything, and I didn't have to do anything in retaliation, because I spent years and years as a cage fighter in Thailand.
You used to tape off your hands and put them in glass.
I did. Yeah. You remember when I was a cage fighter in Thailand? I remember that. Yep. Real pit fighting.
Stick fighting. Mm-hmm.
Real pit fighting. I mean, I can't even count the toy collectors' heads I've taken. I can't even count their heads.
Do you know who the best stick fighters and glass fighters are?
Who?
Women.
It's true.
Women. Yeah, they put their fucking fists in glue, those little baby fists that they have, and they beat that. They know how to land and put them in places that you never would ever fucking imagine. And that's how it is. They pick and choose pressure points, but they get right the fuck in there, man, because they know.
So now that we're at the dark side of the toy industry, Mike, you're going to show all your prototypes, right?
Yeah, right now I'm gonna
All of them.
fucking camera. Hold on.
Yeah.
No. So, in closing, okay,
Sure.
if you get someone that's going to go ahead and say, "Hey, man, I'm interested in whatever, or I'm interested in I heard that you had such and such," right?
Sure.
If you're on the market to sell it, it's a different story because you will sell it.
Right.
But there's a reason a lot of times why people are persistent like they are is because they have a headhunter looking for that.
Okay.
And there might be foreknown, and because you have one, they will press you as hard as they possibly
Yeah.
can. So,
You're the easiest target.
mhm.
So, Mike, what advice? Okay, so let's say a viewer out here right now is watching, whether it's live or down the road, and they go, "I don't like." Let's say, okay, pretend I'm a guy who just bought a prototype at a convention. Who would I share this information with? Do I put this on Instagram, or do I just keep it to myself and show my best friends? What is
don't
your
wanna
advice?
put it on Instagram, and the reason for it is there's also an etiquette to it, right?
Okay.
You've got to be very careful on what you're showing, because if you're not wanting to sell it, all right, it is I know what people are thinking too. They're like, "Fuck this guy, fuck you, Mike, fuck
That's what I'm thinking. I'm going.
you." Like seriously, I will say this. For the most part, it's like, it's my fucking money. Like, I don't understand. If you don't want to be harassed, then that's definitely it is. It's a hard thing, but if you don't want to be harassed, then you don't want to do that. You don't want to be showing a lot of this stuff off, because the issue always comes down in the end, right? It's about you have that piece, right? And the more people that see it, they could snap a picture of it, and say they own it. And then all of a sudden you're like, wait a minute, no, I have the only one. Then you're seeing some bullshit on eBay of someone trying to scam someone else with your picture. So you got to also remember that there's a lot of things that go on because you want to show something.
Right.
How many times I've seen my Spectratron, my not Midas, but Gildeg Spectratron, that a lot of people. This is why I keep going to the gym. Right, dude. That's right. I've been running, keep my cardio up, keep my heart rate up.
Another big advice too is obviously there's collector insurance, there's homeowners insurance, things like that. But guys, I'm going to stress to you guys, and Mike will too, cameras, no matter what, cameras on your collections at all times.
I've been jacked before. I had totally got. No, not those. Dude, I move those shits real quick, KJ. I move them shits quick. It's not even a second before I show them and they're gone. Tortugas, fucking name it. They're gone, man. Gone.
Well, the thing is too, it's like, the way the world is right now, it's, if these people were to let's say try to broker a deal with you, and then you even said no, they're going to get vicious down the road. And, you got to have proof of everything. And guys, I'll stress too, always have photos of your collection backed up to the cloud. Always. That's a big thing.
Too. And I'll spit this bit of knowledge as well. And I'll most likely.
Adam's right. Ring camera is awesome. Blink camera is awesome. Actually, I have 2 different series of cameras on them. That's how it's just laser focus. And a good home alarm system is always top notch.
Remember though, that
paranoia is key.
This is a circle, right? This is a circle of people that are high level, right? High level collectors, high level headhunters. Let's just say one day you're looking for something.
Yeah.
And these people want to hook you up, and they say, "Yo, you looking for this?" And they don't have any hits on what they're looking for, so they know you're looking for it. You show something in your collection and you basically tell them to fuck off, you're going to lose.
Yeah.
So you got to play this game. You got to know how to play the game. You got to know how to play it, what to do, how to speak to some of these people. So less is more, man. I always say it, less is more. Like, let them come and ask a question, and at that point, it'd be like, yeah, I either sold it or I still have it, but it's not for sale. It's real tough. It's extremely tough because a lot of times, like when you're trying to get like stuff,
Yeah.
you know, because I'm always hit up for protos and test shot, and that's another thing too. Be very careful what you're looking for because not all the time it's real. Not all the time it's real. And the person that I'm talking about that actually robbed this dude, sells fake shit. He has been known to sell fake shit. I can't say his name.
Have you noticed?
I can't say his name
in the prototype world. I don't know if you've I mean, of course, I'm sure you noticed, but there's a lot of guys now overseas, specifically like Argentina, Mexico, places like that. They're actually making bootleg prototypes.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
yep. Mm-hmm.
There's a guy out there. I'm not going to promote his work. It is beautiful. He's making Thundercats bootleg prototypes, and he's trying to match the backer art. And I'm like, wow, like brilliant, but oh my god. So when we're on, 2 second off topic here, was there ever a prototype that you were brokering a deal with at any point that you were just like, fuck, and it escaped you and you think about it to this day? Because I have one, and I'm curious if you did.
Fucking all the time, man. Are you kidding me? It's
What's
like you're halfway into the conversation. It's already gone because you got some people that have more cheddar than you do.
Yeah,
like,
that was my problem.
I've had a guy that offered me something, old, proto wise, and I was like, yeah, I'm down. I'll get it. Yeah, I'm down for it. He gave me the price. And by the time that was
if you don't have it, just
trigger and talk to him about it, because I'm busy. I don't always answer my thing, but I was like, yeah, I'm down. And he's already gone. I was like, fuck. And it's a piece that I'm looking for. It's a piece I'm looking for.
If what piece was it, if you don't mind me asking, since you don't have it?
What piece was it?
Yeah. I'll tell you mine if you tell me yours.
You tell me. You go tell me yours.
No, you tell me yours first.
Tell me yours.
Well, mine's a stupid story.
Really?
What's yours?
Tooling.
Really? Okay, that's neat.
Tools. Yeah, it was tools for. All right, so here's another bit of toy knowledge, and we'll talk about this at another.
Oh, that's
time.
just mean. That's just mean.
But
which one is Mike? I'm Mike.
Yeah,
I'm
Mike. So, yeah, I will say this. All right, that
KJ, yes.
there was a New York factory that did work for LJN, Remco, and Galoob.
Okay.
And Knickerbocker. Sorry, they did it for Knickerbocker too.
Right.
They did like little small projects right out of New York, and there's lots of tools that were popping out of that place.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it sucks. With the piece that I wanted, it sucks. I don't even want to fucking really talk about it. But yeah, there are
you
things.
You don't have to. I'm just putting you on the. You're both Mike. Yeah, I'm actually Mike from the future. I'm when Mike gave up on the toy industry and just wanted to surround himself in horror stuff because I couldn't get the tooling. But for me, it's a stupid 2-second story. I'm probably going to bore the shit out of everyone, but no one knows this because it's never came back up. And I'm the only person that has ever acknowledged this. Again, back to Thundercats. Now back to Thundercats. That was my Larry Kenny, by the way, everyone.
I liked it. It was good.
Thanks, Mike. Do you remember when we were going to call him at like 4 a.m?
We're going to call him. We're going to crank him 4 a.m. I actually still want to see him fight Roger Sweet, though, with that gauntlet that he was showing off the other day. He's like, look at my gauntlet.
Look at my gauntlet, Mike.
It is the most amazing thing ever.
I just want to publicly state that Larry Kenny is the greatest voice actor of all time, and I don't give a shit because he is the best of all time. And I will fight.
I would have him dub over porn.
I am having a great time, everyone. So
I thought I was getting hard. I'm getting harder. Never thought he could ever go so hard.
So what happened was, I'm at this point, I think 17 years old.
Hands off, you son of a bitch. Yes, I'm sorry.
I'm 17 years old. I'm working in a video store and I'm saving my dollars and cents. And I'm like, I'm like working insane hours a week because I just love working in a video store. And, you know, as a kid, you don't know about money. You know, you're stupid. So I'm putting everything in a bank account, and I'm like, I'm gonna get something, and I'm gonna build something big one day. What happened was on eBay, the first time this popped up was, and no one has ever seen it since. There's two or three that exist, but only one has ever been for sale, and it was the fully finished. It was finished Thundercats Feliner prototype. This thing is about this fucking big in real life. It's like 2.5 feet, maybe 3 feet long, snapping jaws, retracting wings. And I'm like thinking I'm hot shit. I'm like, I have the best Thundercats in the world. I'm going to have everything. How wrong I was, my friends. I messaged the guy and I'm like, yo, I will give you 500 American dollars. And I'm like, go, Mr. Video Store, go.
Be right here.
It is a giant Thundercats airplane. And it's actually, you can see photos of it if you Google it. But there's three that exist. I think one is not painted, one is not finished, and the other one is the one from the catalog. This was the catalog one. So the guy's like laughing at me. And I'm like, fuck, I think at the time I just had a few $1,000s in my bank account. Like, again, I'm 17. So I messaged the guy and I'm like, I will give you every fucking penny I have. Everything I have. Let's do this. He's like, well, what's your deal? And I tell him I'm just starting out. He's like, let me think about it. Never heard back from the guy. And I'm watching the auction and it's like, I think like $1,000. And I'm like, I could do this. I have $1,000. I'm watching the auction go up, 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 up. And I'm sitting there nervous, 17 years old on AOL, and I'm sweating. And I'm like, I'm never going to have a complete collection. Final auction price was like $9,000 or $10,000. And what I did was, out of pure depression at the end, I screen capped it and I printed it. I printed a photo of me losing and I put it next to my computer at the time. And I says, someday I'm going to have this fucking thing. 20 something years later, it's never been back for sale. So that haunts me for the, what was he asking for it? It went for like 9,000 or 10,000, but he started the auction, I think, at like $100. You know, there was that for sale, but the one Thundercats item I've never seen for sale ever. I've seen everything. I've never seen the Thunderstrike. Not once has that ever been up for sale. So,
wow. That's crazy.
That is my dark side of the toy industry, where people don't want to sell for minimum pricing. Bastards.
Well, what's weird is that like a lot of people's been sour too. Sure. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, your friends, right? You have friends, and I'm positive that everybody here probably has that one, maybe more than one guy that, you know, at the time you're like, oh, that dude's a really cool guy. I like that guy. He's really neat. You know, he's brand new to the industry. He's, you know, whatever. And I had this dude come over to my shop, and it's like, and you know, people, you know, your friends, and I have nothing but love for people, man. I really do. I have nothing but love. But when you constantly tell people, I need this for my collection, and then you sell it to him because you're thinking it's going to his collection. Next thing you know, it's on eBay.
Yep.
Like a week later, I'm like, what are you fucking doing? I thought we were cool. Like, what is going on here? So that sours a lot of people, first off, because nobody really thinks that, like, you're, nobody really thinks of that. They're just like, fuck, that I could have got that money. Like, you know, so you're being played by your friends, right? Like, and so you kind of put that in a lot of people that happens to, and they're just like, no, fuck this. I'm never going to do this again. I'm never going to be duped again. And these people, you're like still a friend, you know what I mean? Like, you're not friends, but I think the issue is just like, just because I have it and what I paid for it or whatever the case is in my collection doesn't mean that, like, I'm not getting offers by like 10 other people that know me. Like, don't think by, oh, I want to be the guy. I want to be the guy with it. And it's kind of like, with that mentality, you're never going to go anywhere. Like, what are you doing? Like, that makes no sense. So,
oh, we have a comment.
Yeah, I'm seeing this here.
Oh, we have another dark side. Here's a recent dark side. Anyone who sells Transformers on eBay these days seems to eventually come across the one bidder who creates numerous accounts, wins, and never pays. That happens a lot. And then you re-see the auction get relisted. Yep.
I don't eBay. Like I used to go on eBay and sell and stuff like that back in like 2008, 2009. And I just don't have time. Like I just don't. Like, we
JJ's
have
right.
websites that we basically deal with this stuff. So I don't.
Shill bidding.
Thank goodness I don't need to. But,
Well, Mike, do you remember back in the day too? Speaking like KJ just said, the shill bidding was people would get pissy because they wanted this item, and they're like, if I can't have it, no one can. And you would have to keep filing claims with eBay and be like, yo, my man here hasn't paid, and they would have a friend do it, and a friend would do it. Whether it was that they were waiting for the money, or if they just, if I can't have it, no one could have it mentality. I don't know, but. Do you remember when people would do that? Because I sure do.
Yeah,
that was terrible.
When did you start eBay? Like, when did you start going to eBay?
I was one of the first eBayers back in 1998. I was 15 years old, and my first eBay auction ever, I remember. I had, and I'll tell the story real fast. It's a 2-second story. Again, Thundercats. Oh my God, I might as well be the Thundercat guy.
98.
I, as a child, I broke my original Thunder Tank. The treads rotted off, and it was all scraped up because I was hard on that toy, man. So I wanted a really mint Thunder Tank. Now, people are going to be pissed at me when I tell this story. So I had, I think it was like probably $100 because, again, I was working in a video store like fucking 40 hours a week. And I said, okay, I got $100. It was a mint in box. I mean, factory case fresh Thunder Tank. And I'm like, okay, it's $100. Then like a minute to go, 110. No, 120. No, 100. So I'm like, fuck it. I don't care. I'll sell blood. I'll sell a kidney or whatever. So I smash it. I won a mint in sealed box Thunder Tank for $130 on eBay. I go to the post office. I send out a money order. You guys remember money orders and then waiting 7 years for the person to get it?
Of course, who doesn't remember money orders?
So what happened was I get it in the mail. It's this mint Thunder Tank sealed. What's the first thing I do? I open it up and I didn't give a fuck. I put the treads on and I'm playing like I'm 10 years old and I just had a blast with it. Do I regret it now? You're damn right, because I fucked the box up. But you know what? It was worth it for the memories.
I fucking hear you, man. It's great. So real quick, let's see how many people have been, who is my number one responder here? Looks like KJ.
So we're gonna switch over to oh no, hold on. You want to do the Swamp Boss or you want to do the Q&A?
Yeah. We're gonna do a trivia real quick for Swamp Boss. So I'm gonna do a Swamp Boss trivia right here. So if you guys are on, okay. So here's the trivia for the Swamp Boss. All right. So I only have one. So the way we're gonna work this, and please do not answer the question unless if you are the person that's queued up. Okay. So it looks like Craig, can you let me know who is the number one commenter that we have on to the show right now?
Oh, no.
By the second.
I have no way whatsoever to count this. There are thousands of comments.
There are. Okay, so I think it may be KJ followed by Nick Sanchez.
We have KJ
and Ryder Origin would be like in there too.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to figure out.
So it's
like
KJ, Ryder, and Nick. The three of them are killing it. Everyone else has been participating awesomely. Like everyone.
I thank everybody. I want to thank everybody for participating for sure. But as we keep, are you going by Facebook? We're going by whatever is here.
Because we don't even know we don't even know who that is because it's saying just Facebook user.
It just says Facebook user, so I'm not sure. But what we're going to do is we're going to go in this order, okay? And we're just going to give you, because we don't want you to look up the answer, all right? Although I'm sure someone is going to look up this answer. So,
okay, I'm briefly counting it. KJ has been the most responsive, then then Ryder, then Nick.
All right. So, and then, okay. So KJ.
Facebook user. Hey, yo. What's up, Scott Hall? Where's everyone? I don't know. We don't know who you are. There's no name. I'm sorry.
Where's everyone?
Where is it? Mike, where are you?
I don't know. What's going on here? I'm kind of lost here. So hop on. All right. So we're gonna give away this. This is like a $200 value, guys. All right. So
One of
again,
one.
What?
One of one.
One of one. Okay, Jameson, what's up, buddy? This is a
Yeah,
one
we
of
don't
one,
see names. So
as
if you have a
see.
comment that you want us to read, just put your name after.
Yeah. Put your name after it, okay? And we're gonna go from there. So we're going to start at the top and we're gonna work our way down. And so who is the top one?
I believe it would be KJ Ryder Nick.
Who is Rider Origin? Who is that?
It's Ryder Origin.
Yeah, but who is it? Like
everyone knows the legend of Ryder Origin.
Rider Origin. Okay. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Okay. So we're gonna start off, and I think it's KJ. You have his number one?
Yes.
Alberto.
What's up, man?
All right. So we're gonna start off with KJ. All right.
Okay.
And I'm gonna ask this question, and I'm going to try to make it where it's not Googleable. So you would have to kind of know this knowledge, kind of, right?
Okay.
So everybody's familiar with Mego, right? Back in 1970s, Mego dominated the fucking industry from like 72 to 79, right? And then
Right.
77 came around, Star Wars came out, fucked Mego over and took over the industry from there. Okay. So there's always those hurdles, right? That you have. So I will have a terrible Toy Story. I was driving. Okay, so now Mego, like I said before, dominated that time. They made some amazing figures during that time. If people know the 8-inch figures, they made 3 3/4 inch. They made 12-inch. A lot of other stuff. Okay,
Right.
now when Mego closed their doors in like 82. Like 81, 82. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's questionable of like what year. I think it was like 80. I think it's 82. But when Mego closed their doors, this other company took over. All right. And I'm going to give a minute. All right. So we're going to start the countdown here in a second. But this other company.
Should I actually set an alarm? I will set an
alarm. Okay. So this other company took over and they created toys using Mego tools. All right. And I'm going to stop it at that. They were known for a little while, and you guys will know the company because you probably collected the toys. So it's one of those that they used not only Mego tools, but other tools as well in the industry. I would say their reign was about 2 years. And I mean like heavy rain was about 2 years, okay? And they closed their doors for the same reason that Mego closed theirs. All right, KJ, you're up. What is it? Minute.
So we're starting the clock and go. You have 56 seconds. No pressure. Why did I just turn into Spike Spiegel for a second?
I don't know.
You have 47 seconds there, Space Cowboy.
Mego. It's not Googleable. I'm just going to say that right
now. Mego turned into X. So KJ is guessing. His guess is...
Okay, you're saying MC Toys. And MC Toys was... They took the 8-inch Mego body style that was started by a man named Paul Clark, which was Dr. Mego. Dr. Mego formed MC Toys, and they did 3-inch figures. They did. They went on to do a whole lot of stuff, but that is
Mike. Is the poor guy right or wrong?
Huh?
Is the poor guy right or wrong?
Unfortunately, it's wrong. That is
okay.
He can't though. So MC Toys is not the answer. MC Toys is not the answer. Okay, so let's hit the next guy. Who is it? It's
next up is Ryder.
Ryder Origin. Okay, Ryder Origin. We're gonna give you 1 minute.
Answer the damn question. Ready and go.
Yep. It's not Googleable. You will not have a Google answer for this. It's not Googleable. So it is the company. You have to be like in the know of being a toy collector and be part of so again, walking up to that line, it was Mego tools that was used.
We got an answer from Ryder Origin. Is it right, Mike?
All right. So you're saying Line Rock, okay? Line Rock was the smaller version of the Mego figures, okay? But they didn't close their doors for the same reason that Mego did, all right? And Lion Rock and Mego had actually teamed up a brief time to do the Teen Titans because that was based off of the Lion Rock body, like the littler body style. It's like 6-inch instead of the 8-inch Migos, if you can remember, like War Team and stuff like the War figures that they made. So, okay, Nick.
All right, up next, Nick Sanchez.
What do you got, Nick?
All right, Nick, we're gonna start the clock, buddy. Ready?
All right, Nick, what you got, buddy?
Go, Nick. You're up. Answer the question, and you win the things.
In I would say in the 80s, this company had about a 2 to 3 year reign. Okay, and they are, in fact, known. Like their toys are known because you probably have them in your collection. No,
it's not.
No. Mantech is not a company. Mantech is an actual toy line.
Hey, Mike. Hey, Mike.
But,
Mantech action figures, the interchangeable system of robot warriors, weapons, and support equipment.
You upset now? You all right?
No, I'm good.
You need a minute? Come on, Nick. 7. You can do this.
All right. Wow. I would have expected someone to actually have grabbed this. Okay, so who's next? Who's the next one?
Well, hey, Mike, you know what is next?
Mantech action figures, the interchangeable system of robot warriors, weapons, and support equipment. Mantech, all with interchangeable.
It's always crazy when people talk about Mantech, right?
All right. So let's go on to the next person. Who's the next person on here?
There is nobody that has as much participation that I could see. People are laughing at the fact.
Right, what we're going to do then? All right.
Well, people are laughing at the fact that a certain something gets brought up, and that certain something, Mike, is
Mantech action figures, the interchangeable system of robot warriors, weapons.
All right, so I'm going to do this here now. Let's do this. I am going to open this up to everyone that's on the chat. If it's the first person on the chat that answers the question, all right, it'll be the first person that answers the question. Yes, you can.
We don't know who you are.
Say your name.
Yeah, you got to say your name after.
You have to say your name because all we see is Facebook user. That's it. So for the Swamp Boss, I'm going to say it again. All right, this is a company in the 80s that used Mego tools, but not only Mego tools, they used other tools as well. What? Oh. Rider Origin. Who is Rider Origin?
Oh.
Rider Origin. Who is Rider Origin? Who is it? I want to know who I'm talking to.
I wish I knew their name, but they just come up as Rider Origin.
I want to know who that is. And I'll give a little insight to this company here.
Rider.
Because Rider Origin actually fucking won. Like, you got it. Rider Origin is correct. It is Pack Toys back in the 1980s that actually used the Mego tools to use from Micronauts to create Lords of Light. And from there, Lords of Light also, as people know, the figures were based, again, off of the Micronaut figures. So they also used the Rocky molds from none other than Remco, right? They used the Remco molds. So there you have it. It was Lords of Light, Pack Toys. They closed their doors for the same reason that Mego did back in the 1980s.
Wow, that was incredible.
Good job, Rider. Now, who is Rider Origin?
Well, here's the thing. So to get this...
Oh, you're on Plaid Stallions? Doesn't matter. It's good. You guys are good. I didn't think it was Googleable, but I guess it is. Brian Heiler and his infinite fucking wisdom. By the way, he'll be at ZoloCon. Brian Heiler is coming to ZoloCon. Plaid Stallions. Kreg.
That was incredible, man. So,
Yeah.
so if Ryder, when you want your figure,
What is your name? What's
either
your name? Show us your face. Show us your face.
either you can
Boom!
hit,
I just fucking explode.
you can hit Mike up on Facebook and he'll get that right on out to you, or you can message us on Instagram at, if I could ever find the damn banner, Mike and Kreg versus the Past on Instagram. If you want to get that on out, again, Instagram, Mike and Kreg versus the Past.
That
Send
was
us a
fun.
message and I'll forward it over to Mike, or you can just hit Mike up directly on Facebook.
Yeah. There's a one-of-one swamp boss that if you're not into the line, I'm positive there's about 6-7 people that's going to hit you up for this. And they're probably going to harass you for it.
You're gonna break, and then you know what? And then we're gonna have
industry, man.
then we're gonna have
playing.
another segment for Dark Side of the Toy Industry, and Ryder's gonna come on with us and be like, "Yeah, well, back to those toy ninjas. 3 people broke into my house last night and took my swamp boss."
All 3 of them fought over it before they took it too. There was blood on the floor. I have some. I could probably run some DNA.
Terrible toy memory. That will go into a terrible toy memory.
Mm-hmm. So that if you're not in the line yet, I'm pretty sure that this is the one that's going to be that's going to get you right in there.
If
so, yeah. Like I said, it's about $200 value to that guy or more, depending. So there you have it, man. You know, Ryder Origin is the hero of today.
Congratulations. Well, we got about 20 minutes left. So let's do this. Hey, Mike, toy pickup. Have you picked up anything cool lately? Because I just picked something up in the mail today. What'd you get?
Oh God!
What's the last?
I know this. This Italian penis sculptor, and I was able to get like one of the best fucking penises. Let me show you. Hold on.
I can't with you. I just can't. I quit the show. This is just gonna be Mike versus the Pass.
All right, so here we go.
Ready? The ass boss. Yes, that's next.
Up, man. Migo Jaws.
Jaws from Bond.
Do it. What?
Oh, KJ says nice consolation prize would be for us losers to be a reveal.
So 1979.
Okay.
Migo Jaws. And you could see that sucker. He is graded. So I ended up picking this up at a toy show. From Mark Bear. He runs the Pasadena Toy Show in Maryland. But I saw this guy and I was like, yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Wow, that is really... Did he have any accessories?
Actually, well, it's a magnet. And it's like the magnetic Batman and shit. He has a magnet in his jaws there.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
So, yeah, that's my pickup. And then I picked up something else that's really cool, too. I got this recently, too.
Mike, KJ wants to know, did Mego make Bond? I think they did.
What's that?
Did Mego make Bond?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You were there when I bought it.
No. KJ wants to know.
And the guy was like, he said, sing me a song for it. And I was like, la, 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 la. And he's just like, oh, fuck, I got to give it to you. And he gave it to me. Not until I pulled down my pants, though. But, yeah, he was all like, yeah, let me see that. So anyway, it was like, what, $30? Might as well just pull down my pants and sang a song. That's what I'm talking about.
Right, of course.
I just walked away with it. So
you stole it, and that's why we have Dark Side of the Toy Industry, because you're one of the toy thieves.
One of the fucking... Dude, you never believe it, man. This guy like told me, hey, I'll tell you what, I can how much do you want for this? It could be like $1,000 action figure. You know what I mean? He's like, give me like $100. And I'm like, $100. And I pick it up and I just walk away with it. Don't even buy it. $1,000 piece. Just fucking walk away.
All right, what else you got? Whoa, no way.
Mailer, okay. Mailer
no
box, right? This is from
way.
Sears catalog, right? So you would basically mail away for this, and you see the item number, so you know I'm not bullshit. So this was oh yeah, there you are. So it was a Sears mailer, right? And here he is in his original.
Wow.
Yeah. So
and that plastic has never been opened.
Yeah, no, never been opened. So that was, and I have a few of these mailers, but I have one of Aquaman too. But this was the real cool one. Like, yeah, getting this.
Yeah. So Facebook user, sorry, name, Robin with oven mitts. That's actually why I was never into Mego growing up, because I hated those oven mitts. I thought they were just
Yeah, but
Straight
you'll collect some shits today, though, won't you?
I wish I did.
Yeah.
Um,
I
my
was getting shit, dude. I actually went out and I used to put on oven mitts and think I was like fucking Batman.
my toy pickup was a toy reunited with me since I was a child. Actually, when I was a kid, I had to go in for surgery. I think I was 5, and I'm not really the biggest fan of surgery. I've had a few, but I'm not a fan. Like, I don't like it.
You're not.
So
you don't want surgery signature.
no, I'm like, nah. So my mom's like, you know what? Why don't you do surgery? I'm like, thanks, Mom. And she bought me Dissect an Alien. You do surgery on an alien. So I was the doctor. And then after this actually made me more scared of surgery. So, because I was a maniac, because you're pulling out like glow in the dark blood and everything. Like, would you ever find a toy that says that to this day? Yank out alien organs drowning in glowing alien blood.
Mm-hmm.
So I had this as a kid. I loved this to death. Got slime all over the floor. My mom she didn't want me to play with the slime anymore. So she threw it out. I was devastated. Years later, my buddy Ian had it. Shout out to Ian. With the box and everything. Unfortunately, he was going to give it to me. It got thrown out for him too. Couldn't find it. I just got the greatest deal on this. Mad love to the person who sold it to me, who gave me the sickest deal in the world because he knew it was going to go to a good home and be loved. And guess who's going to fill this son of a bitch with slime and cut him open? Facebook. Holy shit. I had that Mad Scientist. Actually,
that's Jameson.
Funny story about the Mad Scientist kit. If you look on the boxes, right? There's a kid, I believe it's like build an alien. It's actually the kid from Return of the Living Dead Part 2 and The Blob. His name is Michael Kenworthy. I actually was friends with him years ago. Great dude. And he's like, I've never seen one. And then I'm just like, oh, this? And I just pull out the whole playset. He's like, oh my God. So Mad Scientist was super cool. This is a really weird Mattel line. Definitely want to get, like, they made wristwatches. I got to get a wristwatch from this. They're really cool. So highly recommend if you guys want to do surgery on someone, Mad Scientist.
One thing I'll always say, man, about toys in the toy industry today is that nobody takes chances anymore unless if you're
Nick, do they send us a message? I'd love to know if there's new stuff. I'm sorry, Mike, I cut you off.
No, it's fine. I'll say this is like the industry today, they don't take chances. Like they don't take chances like Mad Scientists, like or back in the day when they did Masters of the Universe. You know what I mean? Like they don't. Like they you got to be like something of Marvel or something of DC. You Batman, Spider-Man, you know, unless if you're a popular movie that's out or something like that. Nobody takes chances anymore with independent, like the independent guys you'll see doing that. But that's the charm of what toys were. And it kind of killed, you know, because everybody talks about this, right? And you always hear this is about like, well, you know, the toy industry, video games killed the toy industry. Video games killed the toy industry.
Sure.
Video games did not kill the toy industry.
No.
Not at all.
The lack of imagination did. Well, we'll touch on this in the future, but would you agree with me that McFarlane Toys?
I was just about to say McFarlane Toys. McFarlane Toys killed the toy industry.
They did.
He destroyed the retro of toys and created statues. And wouldn't you know that Todd McFarlane just now is starting his own retro line. Right?
That's insane.
Superpowers. Retro.
Which is weird because those are either hit or miss. There's some that are really cool. Like the Jon Stewart figure, I think is so perfectly retro. And then
mind blowing to me though. It's like kind of like there's no chances again of, you know, like whatever was popular or he created popularity. He's the one who created the crazy amount of variance, you know, like, so look, I can't, I can't fault it. Amazing.
Do you remember those shitty, and I'll say shitty, I don't care if he knows. They were shitty. They were KB exclusive figures, but they were gold. It was the same figures, but they were just painted gold. Yeah, terrible.
Well, those figures today are kind of crazy, man. But
yeah, KJ's right. They're so slightly that if you're just displaying them and you actually put them towards the back, they're okay. But Mike, are you collecting any? Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. You
Well,
can buy Spawn toys to this day for like.
Well,
$4.
that's why he's worth $500 million too.
Mike, let me ask you a question. Are you buying personally any of the superpowers?
I have, yeah. My father has been
Yeah.
buying them, and I've just been buying them from him.
He's
been
scalping
buying a
them.
fuck ton of those, yeah.
Well, your dad is actually putting the toys in a trench coat. He's like, you want John Stewart, or do you need Superman? Those let's just real quick. Those capes are shit.
They're $10, right? Those figures are $10. Am I correct? They're
Yeah,
$9.99.
he's using this like ribbon fabric, and he's punching holes in them.
Well,
so there's actually holes.
On now, like if you think about it, right?
Yeah. KJ's right. KJ,
toy
I'll touch on
companies
that in a minute.
What's up?
No, I'm sorry.
There's not many companies that's using soft goods right now, or like fabric. There's not many companies that are doing that. It's like, you know, we did it obviously, and people were asking me like, how the hell are you? I remember Super 7, Brian Flynn walking over to me and being like, how you doing soft goods? And I'm like, but this before they were doing soft goods. So
Right.
it was, yeah, I was, talking to them about that. That's why you saw Funko is not touching soft goods, or they weren't for a long time. We brought out soft goods because we wanted to take like a little nod to the 80s, right?
Yeah.
That.
The soft goods thing too. NECA started doing that. They did their own line of like Migos, and then right after they started doing it, then Migo came back doing their soft goods, and then it was
That's
like
a difference though, because the figure is literal soft goods.
it's a doll.
Like,
yeah.
Yeah, you're talking about you have to have a figure that is literal. It's like basically talking about a plushie, right? Of course, plushies are going to be soft good.
What is
but you're talking about like meant to be that, and then we're talking about action figures that are PVC,
Sure.
ABS plastic with cloth.
What toy line do you think, right off the top of your head, like just boom? What toy line do you think has the most offensive capes? Just
The
ever.
Most offensive capes ever.
Which is not. Which one?
Classics, Master Universe Classics.
That's what I was going to say.
They were the absolute worst fucking thing that I could ever have thought.
I actually I bought 2 Hordaks, and I actually cut the thing because I wanted him on like
that was just not done good. Like I think the problem with them is they should have been soft goods, and they never did use that.
Right.
They like, oh, we want to be able to flow the capes, we want to be able to do this, we want to be able to, and I was like, no, it's just not my not my bag, like it's just not my bag. So I feel that there's a lot more going on with that than just
I agree with you. But yeah, for superpowers, I'm going to be a very cherry picker with that. If it makes sense to the original toy line, I'm in. The John Stewart, I think, is cool. I don't have an original Superpowers Dark Side, so I will get the new 52 to fill in a gap for now, because the original one's way too expensive.
Okay, so Sunman, right? The rebirth of Sunman, to me, was just wrong. Like it was just wrong. It was done.
It is
in a spin that they saw what was popular and they ran after it instead of because they were like, well, this is the closest thing we have to He-Man back in the 80s that we can actually get something that had like like a background for it, right?
Yeah.
So to me, it didn't damage Sunman, but it didn't like it gives Sunman like that whole response, right? To look, there was this person out there that, and I love the story, by the way. I she's from Jersey. I actually want to get her to ZoloCon. I've been wanting to get her to ZoloCon.
The creator of Sunman.
Yeah.
I personally, I love the story that she did a figure for diversity for her son, because the He-Man characters didn't look like her son. I think that is the coolest thing in the world. Like,
no,
a mom did this for her son. That is awesome.
100% kudos to her.
Sure.
It's a shame that she could not resurrect that
herself. Yeah.
Because then you would be able to continue the line. The problem is that like what you're going to see here is a lot of red tape and bullshit from a corporate company that's going to put their foot in front of everything that she wants to do. Let's just say that Zola World wanted to come in and say, hey, why don't we retro do this? Make them exactly the way that they were in the 80s. Can't do it now.
Right.
Can't do it. Nope. Can't do it. I'll be stopped immediately.
Well, I think Mattel actually was
actually in talks to possibly doing that.
Well,
off the record, but I was talking to a rep before I even started like down that path. And then I found out about this. By the way, Mattel also, I heard, and this is alleged, like this is not something that's like super known or whatever, but I also heard that they were actually going to do their own like knockoffs. So they were going after every knockoff line to do something of that spin too. So it would have been a actual, not Road to esque. It would have been Sunman is the line.
It would have been a replica working with the original creators.
Like doing Speculatrons, how we're bringing back Speculatrons with the actual.
I can't wait for that.
So yeah, it would be a continuation of that to bring in this,
Yeah.
But it would have been for those. The reason why I didn't touch it was there's a pretty, the background is pretty messed up, and there was a lot of things going on at the time.
There's a lot of red tape.
I didn't want to. No, not with the current situation or who that was. It was with who I was previously working with, and
Gotcha.
That became a little bit of a mess, and I didn't want to really get involved in that. So that was one of the reasons why I stayed away. But after Mattel picked it up, I was like, Sunman would if they did that today, they'd get sued.
Yeah,
they would actually go at, like back in the 80s, they would have went after them. Like,
yeah.
And now they picked them up. Like, that's kind of weird, like they're suing everybody on the Sun. What the hell,
Yeah, they are. On that note, we're going to move on to a 2-second commercial break. And we're going to enter our last two segments before we run the hell out of here. So we're just going to take a 2-second break and hit you with a quick commercial.
He's the star of the hit movie Masters of the Universe, the towering opponent of Sylvester Stallone's Rocky IV. Now, the hot new superstar, Dolph Lundgren, shares the secrets of keeping his body a knockout in his very own exercise video. It's Dolph Lundgren's Maximum Potential, the workout.
Fantastic. I feel like I just lost 10 pounds watching that.
Yeah, I know. I feel really good. All right, so who's going to revive Galaxy Warriors? Okay, so just to let you know, Galaxy Warriors is something right now that I am not 100% sure, but from what I was told or what I've seen so far is there's a company wanting to actually do those.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of like staying on the back burner to see what's going to happen with that. It's kind of interesting.
What people aren't making right now that kind of just like upsets me?
You're going to do it, aren't you?
Mantech action figures, the interchangeable system of robot warriors, weapons, and support equipment. Mantech, all with interchangeable parts.
Mm-hmm.
He's watching you right now, right?
Very positive he is.
He's coming for that ass.
Himself online. He's going, God, he looks just like me.
He's coming for that ass, Mike. He's coming for you, baby. He's coming for you.
Yeah.
Ryder wants to know how.
No, it's not Sun Gold. It's another company. It's another company that actually picked up the trademark. We were going to, but there's a lot of fucking red tape with that. And I don't even want to get into legal. Like, I have a little bit of a legal background. So a lot of the things that I do trademark wise and IP wise, I bury my face in books and shit. Galaxy Warriors in particular is such a hard thing. It is such a hard thing to actually get because there's so many things that overlap it.
Oh no, this joke turned into a real thing. Everybody is talking about Mantech now. Oh no.
No, I'm not doing Mantech. There was another guy that wanted to do Mantech that I don't want to walk on top of him.
And his name is
Mantech action figures, the interchangeable system of robot warriors, weapons, and support equipment.
Caught myself there. No, he's coming on the show, man. We're not saying the name, but he's coming on the show. And you two are going. You guys are gonna over Mantech.
Mm-hmm. I'll make sure that I get a couple girls to put their hands in glass for me.
Oh shit! You see that? See that? Dantech.
There will be a Dantech if I did Mantech. And you'd pull off that helmet, and underneath of it is my fucking head.
Yeah, because all white guys with beards, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing.
Uh-huh.
when it was me, you, and Eric, and Sam Jones came on over, he goes, "Hey, Mike, I didn't know that you were triplets."
True story, right? I'm at PowerCon because you know Dan was there, right?
Yeah.
I walk over to Dan Larson's booth, right? And,
Okay.
I stopped.
I really want him on the show.
He sensed my presence, and I stopped. And this is no bullshit. I leaned in, and I'm like, "Hey, Dan."
Cool dude.
I was like, "Hey, Dan," and he goes, "Hey, Mike, what's up?" I said, "People were asking me, where am I going to eat tonight?" You know what my reaction was, Dan? And he goes,
"What'd you say?"
"What, Mike? What was your reaction?" "Wherever Dan Larson's eating." And I walked away, and he didn't even know what to fucking say to me. And he was right next to Pixel Dan, right?
Yeah.
Pixel Dan didn't hear it because I leaned in, and Pixel Dan's like, "Ha ha ha ha!" And he saw me talking because Pixel Dan likes to be loud. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a complex or if he has a problem, but he likes to be loud, right? And maybe it could be the drugs he's on. I'm not sure because I know he's on some stuff, allegedly on some stuff.
Yeah.
And I like Dan. I don't want to talk too much about him. I just know that he's not doing that well. And,
really?
Yeah, he's not. No, he's
Oh.
not. At PowerCon, you could see it. Like, you can definitely see like there was something wrong. And I said stuff like in the past and stuff, but it was all like jokes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
that's not good.
I feel really bad. Like, he's just not.
Oh no.
Oh geez, dude, no, don't no. But
no,
he's not.
Hey, we're not shit talking anybody here. No, we're not. We're not.
No, I'm not. You know, he's just not.
That sucks, man.
What is drugs? No, he's like, yeah. So it was.
I'm sorry. What was that?
Like,
what was that?
What is drugs? What is drugs? What is drugs? What is drugs? What?
Yeah. So he was at walking around, you know, doing videos. Like, he was taking videos of people's booths and stuff like that, and you could see like he had a hard time like kind of balancing himself. Like, when he was taking, like, so I think someone snapped a few pictures of him where he's just like, I don't know if it was a video, because I don't know if you guys caught it online, but there's a video of him where he almost falls over because I think it's something screwed up in his equilibrium, so he can't think straight.
Oh, Mike.
So I walked over to him and I was like, "Yo, man, hey Dan, dude, I wanted to show you the figures." And he goes, "Oh man, I am so sorry, my friend." And his like, he just looks so weird that I felt so bad. Like, yeah, he looked like he was gonna fall over when I was.
Oh, that sucks, dude. I hope he's all right.
I don't know, and I know he doesn't drink.
Yeah,
I know that 100%. He does not drink, and I think
it's good.
Yeah, so he's not in the best of shape.
Oh,
at least like no. I mean, like I know that. KJ, I definitely know that.
Yeah.
But Bell's palsy.
Well, we wish him all the best.
Oh no, I wish 100%. I wish Dan nothing.
I hope he feels better, dude. That's
whatever he's going through right now, he's going to be okay like afterwards. But I know that like it's not.
He would be fun to have on the show though. I hope he's okay.
He would, if he would know to get on the show. I have a feeling that like if you tell him something like that, he wouldn't do it because he has like some sort of like, I don't know. I don't even know what to say.
Stop.
I don't even know. Like, it's just
stop.
Yeah, I don't know.
Stop.
I don't know.
Oh my god. For that, I say.
It's sad. Like I said, it's just sad, man. Like, you don't want to like.
What is drugs? What is drugs? What is drugs? What is drugs? What?
That being said, Mike.
Oh, dude, thank you. Awesome.
Zantac. Yes, Zantac is an antacid. But it'd actually be kind of fun to have some other toy review. Like, we're not toy reviewers. We're here to bullshit and have fun with you guys. It would be fun to have some toy
here eventually. I mean,
it would be fun to have some toy reviewers on the show, only because the thing with Mike and I here, and I'll just clear this up real quick because I'm not a toy whatever. We will not be bought. We will not be sold. If someone sent us a freebie or whatever, which they're not, we're not going to sugarcoat shit. I've seen a lot of toy reviewers. Again, I'm not talking about any of the Dans. I'm not talking about any of those guys. None of those guys. There's a lot of people, one in particular, not a Dan, just out there shilling, everything's great. And meanwhile, the figure has like his eye printed on his fucking chest, his ass is in his fucking mouth. And the factory's like, oh, it was a mistake. And the guy's like, yeah, it's fucking wonderful. Send me more samples. Go fuck yourself. So no bullshit, no lies here. If somebody makes a cool product, fucking thumbs up. If somebody makes a bad product, thumbs fucking down. Case in point. Listen, love the company. I love reaction figures. Fucking love reaction figures. Brian Flynn, great company. Their Super 7's Ninja Turtles Ultimates, amazing. Love them. Their music Ultimates, rock and roll. Their Thundercats.
Here's a question for you, man.
I just went off a tangent. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine.
Host of Retro Blasting Analog Toys versus Junkman debate. I would not want to even dare dabble into that.
Debate. Who's Junkman?
Junkman does a lot of Star Wars stuff. Listen, I mean, they all have really good knowledge and everything, and I like that, but we don't have time for fucking drama. We're just here for a good time.
I would like to get Retro Blasting on the show because I want to find out what he means by fact and opinion. Like I just bring that up.
Well, there was the debate with him
by Retro Blasting.
There was the debate with him and Scott, I believe, right? And that went
that debate. You know what that debate was called? It was called Fact or Opinion. That was named the debate.
Was it really?
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
Well, that was hosted by who? Geek Dad Life, I think.
What?
Who hosted that? Geek Dad Life, I think.
Was it Geek Dad Life? Did actually put it on the
great channel? I love those guys' fucking channel. That I think is my favorite. I think those guys really do a nice job.
Yeah, I've never. It could have been.
Great channel, guys. If you see this video, great fucking job.
Blew my fucking mind. That thing blew my mind.
Turtles 5 should be on there way soon. I don't even know who's in Wave 5. The thing is like reality TV. It is. There's no drama here. There's no bullshit. We like everybody. We're gonna shit talk people for fun, but we actually do like everyone, and we want them to
bring them on the show too.
Let me just clear something up. If one of these guys watches us and they shit talk us, cool.
Oh, that's what we're hoping for.
We want to have fun. No hate, but we want to have some fun. So
I'm hoping for that because it'll be so much fun to basically just go back and forth and then eventually get them on the show, or maybe even do a skit with them.
Oh, we'll have fun. That being said, we're gonna open this up for a 5-minute Q&A, and then we're gonna get the fuck out of here because it is 2 hours, and this went way over.
I got a lot of
so Q&A. If anybody has any questions and answers for the next 5 minutes, so we're gonna set a timer for questions. Hey Siri, set an alarm for 5 minutes. Well, she didn't say it, but it's a 5-minute alarm. So now I just look like a fucking idiot. Krang, Leatherhead, Ray Fillet, and Samurai Leo. I really want that fucking Samurai Leo. That is a cool figure. That was actually my I was just talking to guys on Twitter the other day. Samurai Leo was my default Leo. That and Space Raph. Mike, who was your default Turtles, or did you just keep the original 4?
No, I have them on my wall. As you can see, like right there, they're all turtles.
Oh, I meant like when you played with them. Did you did you play with them?
I put them on my wall the moment I got them. From 1988 on up.
Question for you, sir. Question. Will there be any resealable blister cards?
Actually, no. The only thing that we'll do is the Slime Drones boxes. The blister cards will stay the way that they are, and the reason for it is because we're trying to remain as retro as possible. So we want to keep the figures as retro-esque. So we want to.
Here's a funny thing that I actually realized years ago, and now people are doing it. But I actually did a YouTube review for you years ago because you didn't even know this. When you created the Masters Classics clamshell, which Mattel ripped off. Hey, Scott, why'd you do that? Why'd you do that, Scott?
That's your opinion. It's not fact.
It's not fact. So anyway, what happened was I would cut the bubble off, and when you made that thing, I would put the backer in, and then remember like the front thing that had the names?
Oh, I remember you showed me.
I would glue that in, and then I would just throw the figure as a resealable. So now if you want a technical resealable Rotu figure, all you have to do is carefully cut the bubble off, put it in Mike's new form-fitted Masters case. Do you have any there to show these people?
Yeah.
You have to have one.
Yeah, I have one over here.
So if you take the bubble of a Rotu figure, or even a Masters, what's the new one? Origins. If you carefully cut the bubble off and you put it in Mike's new case, which no one has ripped off yet, you can slide the backer in, gently place the figure in. Look at that.
Fit right here, as you can see.
If you cut the bubble off, this case acts as a resealable for your figure.
And the cool thing is that's the little small emblems on the bottom, like back here and here. It's like the recyclable stuff. But yeah. So
yeah, if you just cut the bubble off that, you can absolutely have a reseal figure.
You can see the actually you're right. Yeah, it goes back here.
Yeah.
It has the plastic.
Correct.
So yeah, that would work. You just need I guess we went a little bit taller so we didn't damage the bottom. You see how that is on the bottom here?
Yeah, which is good.
They wanted to have something down there that would basically house that. But yeah.
Absolutely. They had Samurai Leo. Yep. Break fight and wrap. Great figure. Awesome.
I actually
got the shaft.
I like the idea of resealable packaging. Who was well, I don't even want to do that yet. I won't do that. I want to ask that question because we'll have probably another Q&A and I'll have another giveaway when I do it.
Any last minute Q&As?
Real quick. Pack Toys. What does it stand for?
Well, I know what Pack Animation.
What kind of company was it? And what did they do for Mego?
Well, I know like a bunch of 80s cartoons. Pack was Pacific Animation Corporation. That's about it.
Yeah, that's great.
No, all right. So I guess we're going to.
I'll answer the question real quick. Let me just answer that question.
What's
Pack
up?
Toys was a packaging company that actually worked with Mego, and the guys at Pack, like I said, they did a lot of their packaging stuff. Pack packaging.
That was it.
Pretty much.
Oh, that was weak.
That's what they did.
I thought it was going to stand for something cool like push-ups, ass, and karate. No, karate's a K. Never mind. Well, all right. Well, the alarm has sounded, which means we're going to get the fuck out of here. But that being said,
thank you very much.
Well, before we get the hell out of here officially, guys, if you want to add Mike and or myself on Instagram, our personal Instagrams are ZoloWorld1 and Kregermeister. You can find us there. I mostly post pictures of my cat. I'm really boring. And Mike posts pictures of toys and people he beats up in the street. But our new account, just to keep tabs on the show, it's not updated every day, but our new account is Mike and Kreg versus the Past on Instagram. Mike, what is the Facebook page? Which is it's the Realm of the Underworld one, right?
The Facebook page. This is streaming on 3 different platforms right now.
Right.
So
YouTube
it's ZoloWorld.com, Facebook. It is the Realm of the Underworld page, and it is Zolovision on YouTube.
Okay, so guys, Zolovision on YouTube, very important because most of you guys are already on the Facebook thing. The Instagram is, like I said, just to keep track of contests, updates of conventions that Mike is going to be hosting and or that I will be at, and future product reveals.
Mm-hmm.
Some really cool shit's going to happen. What is it, next year, I think?
Yeah, next year. Yeah,
next year.
We're shooting from the hip, but yeah, definitely.
You just froze, so
Mike is not right. I just wasn't going to say anything to you.
Mike is actually frozen right now in a time vortex. So again, real quick, you can add what the hell is going on with my computer right now? I don't know. Instagram, ZoloWorld1 or Kregermeister. That is Mike and myself. Our shared account is Mike and Kreg versus the Past. You could also find us on Tinder, Plenty of Fish, Bumble, and Grindr at Flexor77 and Smooth Snarf 69. Wait, how did that personal info get there? Oh boy.
Yeah, that's you probably want to remember that.
Oh boy. So your name is Flexor77 on there?
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, all right. Well,
My car is
I guess a story for another day is how Smooth Snarf 69 came about. But that's a thing. So that being said, let's get the hell on out of here. But as we're closing, guys, we want to thank you from the bottom of our hearts for joining us for this 2-hour segment that was supposed to be an hour and a half. This was super cool having you guys. And Ryder, reach on out to us on Instagram, and we will get that figure on out to you. Yo, Ryder's right. Ryder's right. We need an OnlyFans. And KJ said Mike is in the Phantom Zone. Sounds good. Nick says always cool shit. Nick, pleasure as always, our friend. Really enjoyed having you guys all out here. But here's the thing. As we close the show, I'm going to drop a trailer for each and every episode for a stupid. Oh, we got a request.
Hold on a second.
Action figures, the interchangeable system of.
I want to say thank you to everybody as well
Yes.
for tuning in and being part of this. These are, again, we're just getting our groove here. It's going to be it's going to go actually bonkers eventually with this, like within the next few episodes. As we bring in guests and as we do different things with this, you guys are going to have a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of fun.
We're going to have some guests for sure. Like the next show, we're going to probably have one guest that we're trying to get. And then after that, we're going to have lots of featured guests. And I know one of them is going to be the guy from who runs Toy Store Guide. If you guys haven't checked out Toy Store Guide yet, it's going to be a really cool episode where we're going to, it's basically an app where you can figure out all the toy stores near you and they're promoting deals and everything. It's really brilliant. And Mike, and who would you like to have on next?
Oh, I have a laundry list. Like there's, I have Formo. Like I think I told
Oh,
you
yes.
Formo. Yeah, those guys are wanting to do it. So I'm going to get Formo toys on here. It's
cool.
going to be a really, really cool one because I've, been friends with Josh forever. Like he's practically family like you.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's going to be a really cool episode, and they're going to get a chance to give you the low down or the low up of everything that's going on. A lot of people know a little bit of the background of what's going on with Formo. Obviously, I've said it on the show, and you'll hear it from them. So it'll be really a whole lot of fun.
So we'll have Formo, we'll have Toy Store Guide. We're going to have, if other people up on YouTube and everything, but we have a few toy creators lined up. Again, I don't want to say anything till, the T's are crossed and the I's are dotted. Voice actors. There's one I'm looking in particular that I'm really good friends with, and it's going to be fun. We're going to have a good time. It's going to be a lot of fun. But that being said, let's get the hell out of here. Now we're going to wrap up with a trailer. Each episode is going to have a shitty movie trailer that we're going to recommend to you. If you're bored, if you're sitting around and you have nothing else to do, watch it on Tubi, or whatever for free. YouTube. These movies aren't great. They're terrible, but they're fun. So we will always close the show with a shitty movie trailer, and you guys can talk about it online with us if you want. If you watch it and you hate it, sorry we wasted your time. That being said, we're going to get the fuck out of here. Mike, close out for us. So thank you guys. Mike, anything else you want to close out with?
Just a while ago, you were like, what do you say?
I'm like, what? I didn't hear you. I'm sorry. I was so in my own world.
Oh, yeah. Muscleloids. Of course, Frankie will be on the show for sure. He comes to ZoloCon. Frank's at ZoloCon. You guys should definitely head on over to ZoloCon, where our next show is February 25th, 26th. We're going to have a fuck lineup, man. It's going to be amazing. People are going to absolutely go crazy over this shit. I can't wait. I can't wait to start revealing this stuff. I've been talking to a lot. This is our biggest show yet. So if you're local and you want to come down, absolutely. Now, Frankie's a good dude for sure.
Closing out. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. We are going to close out with a trailer and then our theme song. Thank you so very much for tuning in. It was really awesome having you guys here. It was a pleasure. Thank you for tuning in for the first episode of Mike and Kreg versus the Past. See you guys online, and we will catch you on our next episode. Thanks, guys.
His name, Kurt Thomas. His title, 3-time world gymnastics champion. His assignment, a secret mission for the United States government. His only weapon, himself. And that's all he needs. Combine the discipline, the timing, and the power of gymnastics with the explosive force of karate. And a new, all-powerful martial art is born. Jim Kata. Kurt Thomas becomes Jonathan Cabot. He must penetrate a mountain fortress to compete in an ancient savage ritual. They call it the game. But nobody wins. And nobody lives. Until now. When gymnastics and karate are fused, the combustion becomes an explosion. And a new kind of martial arts superhero is born. Jim Kata.
Let me turn this on here. I think I'm getting it too loud. Skeletor, the master of the universe.